Yeah, I mean, almost 1 in 10, a little over 1 in 10 Americans is of Mexican descent. About 1 in 10 people born in Mexico lives in the United States. So the cultural ties are increasingly close. But Mexico is also involved in our daily life in all sorts of things that we don't always notice. So 4 of the last 5 directors to win the best Oscar were Mexican, for example. I mean, this is an incredible story, actually, of how Hollywood and the Mexican film and Mexican filmmakers have come together. Sports, we have almost all the major professional leagues in the United States play games in Mexico. Major League Baseball, the NBA, the NFL, they all play games in Mexico. There are Mexican drivers in NASCAR. We just did a joint bid for the World Cup between Mexico, Canada, and the United States. So in sports, we're incredibly tied together, much as we are in film. And food, 2/3 of Americans report eating Mexican food on a regular basis. That Mexican food has really become part of the American cuisine. Most people don't think that they're out there eating something exotic when they're eating Mexican food. It is simply part of what we eat, and Mexicans eat a whole lot of American food. And then you get into all the economic ties, and there you begin to see how much, many of the goods that we consume that we assume are American are actually owned by Mexican companies, and vice versa in Mexico. A lot of the goods they consume, of course, are made by American producers. So there really is a lot of back and forth beyond what we often recognize in cultural ties between the two countries.